evening and welcome to tonight's quiz. We're very glad that you could join us. My name's Jane and I am going to read you the rules and then I will hand over to the lovely Shaun Williamson. So the rules, I'll keep it nice and short for you. The quiz you've got coming up has 40 questions. There are 4 rounds, each with 10 questions, 1 point per question, and one of the rounds is a picture round that is in there for fun, so along with the rest of the quiz, which is all designed just to be a bit of fun on a Friday night, so hope you enjoy it. The quiz questions are all in English. We do embolden bits to help people for whom English is not their first language, so hopefully that does help you. No cheating, please no cheating. There's no prizes, there's no nothing, and if you must cheat, please don't put your scores in. Thank you. We will be available on chat on Facebook and Twitter after the event, so do come along and have a chat with us. Let us know if you enjoyed the quiz. We would love to hear from you, so that will be great. So now I am going to hand over to our fabulous quizmaster, the one and only Mr. Shaun Williamson.
Thank you very much, Jane Allen. Yes, it's Shaun Williamson here, formerly Barry of EastEnders. Now, I admit, if you are tuning in from overseas, that will mean absolutely nothing to you. It's a British soap. I know we've got friends tuning in tonight from America, so if you'd like to picture The Young and the Restless without any of the glamour and about 10 times more violence, you've got EastEnders. Anyway, welcome. This is the largest online quiz in the world as we speak. It's already week 2. Where did that week go? I know where mine went, in the garden. So every week, during these strange times, every week, Friday night, 8 o'clock, this is where it's going to be at. We're going to do our best to cheer you up and give your brains a workout with 40 questions. We've got 10 rounds of 4 questions. At the end of each round of 10, we'll stop and we'll mark them, okay? And then we'll see how you've got on. We'll give you the answers after each round. And at half time, after round 2, after 20 questions, we always stop and we toast the key workers who are out there working on our behalf to keep the country chugging along. So if you'd like to charge your glass at some time during the evening at half time, we'll give those key workers a bit of a shout out. Well, do you know what? I think we should just get stuck in with round 1, really, and let's see how we get on. So good luck from wherever you're tuning in from. Welcome. You are most welcome. Thank you. Here is round 1, question 1. Now, this is Rowan Atkinson in a recreation of which famous painting? Question number 1. This is Rowan Atkinson in a recreation of which famous painting? He disturbingly looks sort of half fit, really. No, he doesn't. So which famous painting is Rowan Atkinson recreating? That's what lockdown does to you. Good luck with that. Okay, that's quite a nice gentle opener. This is round 1, question number 2. If you're in Vietnam and you find a dong in your pocket, what have you got? If you're in Vietnam and you find a dong in your pocket, what have you got? We just thought we'd set the tone of the quiz this early. It's not for the easily offended. I jest. I speak in jest. If you're in Vietnam and you find some dong in your pocket, basically, what have you got in your pocket? Good luck. Question number 3. Popularized by the character Borat, what name is given to a sling bikini worn by men? And there's a picture of the great man himself. Now, it's supposed to be a hot weekend. So this is your time, gentlemen, to dust off the pictured item of clothing and maybe style it out in your back garden. So basically, what name is given to that sling bikini worn by men? Question number 4. Which sticky foodstuff was once described as the sweet of the heavens or the saliva of the stars? Which sticky foodstuff was once described as the sweet of the heavens or the saliva of the stars? Sounds like something you got on eBay, isn't it? The saliva of the stars on eBay. That'd be good, wouldn't it? You could get, I don't know, Sean Connery's spittle on eBay. Bargain, knockdown price. Sticky foodstuff, sweet of the heavens, saliva of the stars. Which foodstuff are we after? Question number 5. Which computer language is named after coffee? Which computer language is named after coffee? 1995, that's been around since. Where does the time go? Which computer language is named after coffee? Question number 6. Long John Silver and his parrot Captain Flint feature in which pirate novel by Robert Louis Stevenson? Long John Silver and his parrot Captain Flint feature in which pirate novel by Robert Louis Stevenson? How much does it cost for a pirate to get his ears pierced? Buccaneer. A buccaneer. A buccaneer. There's just tumbleweed all around the world. Which Bill Murray film is set around Gobbler's Knob? Which Bill Murray film is set around Gobbler's Knob? Which Bill Murray film is set around Gobbler's Knob? Which Bill Murray? You get the idea. You get the idea. I'm not having a funny turn. That was a clue. So good luck with that. Which Bill Murray film is set around Gobbler's Knob? Which Bill... No, I won't do it again. Very famous. Question number 8 for all you games players out there. Which Oriental game is normally played with a set of 144 tiles? And you can see some of them pictured there. Gives you a further clue. Which Oriental game is normally played with a set of 144 tiles? A game that originated in the Far East. That was number 8. Question number 9. It's my old bugbear, science and nature. Which species of shark is the largest known living fish? Which species of shark is the largest known living fish? You know, it's really disturbing. You know, I spend large chunks of my time trying to improve my general knowledge. And you know, like when you leave school and your handwriting never improves. Your handwriting never gets any better than it was when you were in the 6th form of high school, because you stop using it, don't you? And that's where it stays. And my science and nature knowledge, no matter how much I try and put into my head, has stayed at sort of 6th form A level. It's a tragedy. And I hope you're feeling for me at home. Which species of shark is the largest known living fish? And the last question in round 10. What was the last name of the Surveyor General of India who gives his name to a famous mountain in the Himalayas that was once known as Peak 15? What was the last name of the Surveyor General of India who gives his name to the famous mountain in the Himalayas that was once known as Peak 15? Peak 15 didn't really sound quite romantic enough. So they pimped it up with the final name of the Surveyor General of India. What was their surname? I think that's a fairly gentle opener. We've got some toughies coming up for you. Trust me, if you think that was a bit too easy, let us know what you do think about tonight's quiz. If you think it was too easy, too hard, and then we can adjust things as we go. Here is a recap of round 1 for you. Question number 1 was the Rowan Atkinson, a recreation of which famous painting? Number 2, if you're in Vietnam and you find some dong in your pocket, what have you got? Basically, several answers you can have for that. Number 3, popularised by the character Borat, what name is given to the sling bikini worn by men? Number 4, which sticky foodstuff was once described as the sweet of the heavens or the saliva of the stars? Number 5, which computer language is named after coffee? Number 6, Long John Silver and Captain Flint the Parrot feature in which pirate novel by Robert Louis Stevenson? Number 7, which Bill Murray film is set around Gobbler's Knob? Number 8, we want the Oriental game, normally played with a set of 144 tiles. Number 9, which species of shark is the largest known living fish? And number 10, what was the last name of the Surveyor General of India who gives his name to a famous mountain in the Himalayas, once romantically known as Peak 15? I wonder how you got on with those. So here, basically, are the answers. Good luck. So, number 1 was the Mona Lisa. It's in the Louvre in Paris. I once filmed an EastEnders special in the Louvre. We filmed at night with nobody else in the building, and I stood in front of that for 10 minutes on my own. And the eyes do follow you around. They just followed me wherever I went. I was like, Mona, no, I'm spoken for. Stop being a fox. All right. Number 2, the answer was money or cash or anything like that, really. If you've got a dong in your pocket and you're in Vietnam, you've got some money in your pocket or a bit of cash. That's their monetary unit of Vietnam. Number 3, the answer was a mankini. A mankini. In this strange time, you've probably seen people cross the road to avoid getting anywhere near you. Well, if you've got one of these on, that could happen for the rest of your life. Just if you want to avoid people, invest in a mankini. Number 4, honey. Honey was once known as the sweet of the heavens or the saliva of the stars. They didn't quite realize at first where it came from, so they gave it all these wonderful epithets. Question number 5, the answer was Java. Java. They wanted to keep the language fun. Fun? It's crazy, you crazy people, you Java. They called it Java. The original name was Oak, so they jazzed it up by calling it Java. Question number 6, the answer was Treasure Island, or it does have a subtitle, which I didn't know. The Mutiny of the Hispaniola. The Mutiny of the Hispaniola. Captain Flint was the parrot who used to say things like, pieces of 8, pieces of 8. That's where that comes from. I shouldn't impersonate parrots. I'll get the parrot PC police onto me. Question number 7, Groundhog Day was the Bill Murray film. Groundhog Day was the Bill Murray film. Groundhog Day was the Bill Murray. Groundhog Day. I think we've milked that one all we can. Number 8, Mahjong. Mahjong or Mahjong is the name of the game originated in the Far East with 144 tiles. It was originally called Mac because they said the juggling around of the tiles recreated Mac, which means sparrow, because the juggling around of the tiles recreated the chattering of sparrows. Apparently, who knows? Number 9 is the whale shark. Basically, the largest known living fish is the whale shark. And we showed you a picture of that, so I hope you got that right. And number 10, Sir George Everest. Sir George Everest gave his surname to the highest known mountain on Earth. And of course, they have many, many people climbing it all at once. The other day, I saw a queue of climbers trying to get to the top. It was like, could have been taken yesterday at Tesco's. That picture, all queuing up patiently to take their place at the peak of Everest. So there you go. I think that was a fairly gentle first round. How did you score? Don't forget, at the end of the quiz, and I will remind you, Jane will explain again how to put your score into the system and see how you get on against some of the great quiz brains who have tuned in tonight. I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome any Jeremy Vine viewers who have logged on tonight as a result of me being on the show yesterday morning. It was great fun. I love being on the Jeremy Vine show. He's a terrific guy. And welcome to everybody. But if you're new this week, special welcome to you. We hope you're enjoying yourself. Give us some feedback. Okay, let's crack on now with round 2. Let's see if this is just a tad bit more difficult. Who knows? Question number 1 is on films. In which 1991 film did Susan Sarandon and Gina Davis play the title roles? In which 1991 film did Susan Sarandon and Gina Davis play the title roles. Good luck with that. It's a brilliant film. If you haven't seen it, now's the time to watch it, really, isn't it? Nothing else to do, apart from this quiz. So don't go anywhere. Round 2, question 2. Henry, Homer, Happy, and Harry gobble up marbles in which children's board game? Henry, Homer, Happy, and Harry gobble up marbles in which children's board game? I had to look this up because I thought I don't remember it when I was a nipper, and I was surprised. It came out in 1978 when I was 2. No, I was 14. I jest. Henry, Homer, Happy, Harry gobble up marbles. Round 2, question number 3. In Victorian times, which food might you find in a British fry-up? It was known at the time as a bag of mystery. Okay? In Victorian times, which food or what food might you find in a British fry-up? It was known as a bag of mystery. I'd like to know from any of our American friends tuning in what that's called in America. Do you call it a fry-up? Let us know. Get in touch. Or if you're tuning in from anywhere, Croatia, what do you call your full fry-up? The full Croatian, I'm guessing. A bag of mystery, otherwise known as. Round 2, question 4. The statue of Christ the Redeemer overlooks which South American city? The statue of Christ the Redeemer overlooks which South American city? And there's a picture of it looking absolutely stunning. I think it's just had a wipe by the looks of it. It looks absolutely immaculate. Don't want to get up too close. Those pesky birds. Statue of Christ the Redeemer overlooks which South American city? And very beautiful it is too. Round 2, question number 5. Which word is missing from the title of Vincent van Gogh's 1889 work, Self-Portrait with a Bandaged What? I'm sorry, it's the way my mind works. Did they have zip flies then? I'm sorry. Which word is missing from the title of Vincent van Gogh's 1889 work, Self-Portrait with a Bandaged What? What was bandaged in the portrait? Do you know what? I remember there was a time. Do you remember they were going, oh, it's Vincent van Gogh. Vincent van Gogh. Do you remember that? They all changed it. Like when I was at school and suddenly Boadicea was Boudica. That was about 1980, I reckon. Do you remember there was a little phase of Vincent van Gogh? Oh, no, it's Van Gogh. I don't know. Maybe you're playing from the Netherlands and you can put us right. Maybe it is Vincent van Gogh. Self-portrait with a bandaged what? Round 2, question number 6. How many hearts does an octopus have? How many hearts does an octopus have? It'll have at least one more than some of my exes, trust me. Round 2, question 6. How many hearts does an octopus have? Science and nature question. Begone! Round 2, question 7. Zen Buddhism was founded in which country? Basically, Zen Buddhism was founded in which country? Simple as that. Where did Zen Buddhism originate? Now, question number 8. When Arnold Schwarzenegger replaced Donald Trump as the host of Celebrity Apprentice USA, instead of saying "you're fired" when he kicked a contestant off the show, he said "you're what" instead? When Arnold Schwarzenegger replaced Donald Trump as the host of the Celebrity Apprentice USA, instead of saying "you're fired" when he kicked a contestant off the show, he said "you're what" instead? Many moons ago, when I was in EastEnders, we used to get invited to the openings of Planet Hollywood. And I think Arnold had a stake in them for a while, along with Bruce Willis and Sylvester Stallone. And one night we all went along to the one they opened in Leicester Square. And I found myself standing next to the great man himself. I thought, do I say something or what? And people were getting up and having a sing-song on stage, like a karaoke. And I said to him, "Hey, Arnie, gonna give us a song?" And he just looked at me and went, if you ever bump into him, ask him about me, he'll remember. He'll remember me. It was a great icebreaker, that was. What did Arnold Schwarzenegger say to a contestant that he'd fired? You're what instead of fired? Round 2, question number 9. Which crime writer wrote 6 romance novels under the pseudonym Mary Westmacott? Which crime writer wrote 6 romantic novels using the pseudonym, the pen name, Mary Westmacott? That was a pseudonym or pen name of which famous crime writer, Mary Westmacott. Good luck with that. And already it's round 10, question 10 of round 2. We're already nearly halfway through. The band the Kaiser Chiefs are named after a football team from which country? This is round 2, question 10. The band the Kaiser Chiefs are named after a football team from which country? This is one for you sports-starved people. It's the first sports question of the night. Kaiser Chiefs named after a football team from which country? I was lucky enough to do the Chris Evans breakfast show with them late last year, and they're really lovely guys. They really are. There you go. That's the end of round 2. That didn't take long, did it? So let's have a little look at the questions again. We'll just zoom through them in case you missed one. Question number 1 of round 2. In which 1991 film did Susan Sarandon and Gina Davis play the title roles? Number 2. Henry, Homer, Happy and Harry gobble up marbles in which children's board game? Number 3. In Victorian times, what food that you might find in a British fry-up was known as a bag of mystery? Number 4. The statue of Christ the Redeemer overlooks which South American city? Number 5. Which word is missing from the title of Vincent van Gogh 1889 work, Self-Portrait with a Bandaged what? Number 6. How many hearts does an octopus have? How many hearts would you find in an octopus? I never want to find out personally. Number 7. Zen Buddhism was founded in which country? Number 8. When Arnold Schwarzenegger replaced Donald Trump as the host of a Celebrity Apprentice USA, instead of saying you're fired when he kicked a contestant off, he said you're what? Number 9. Which crime writer wrote 6 romantic novels using the pen name Mary Westmacott? And number 10. The band the Kaiser Chiefs are named after a football team from which country? How did you get on with those? Was that slightly more difficult than round 1? Let's find out. Good luck. The answers. Number 1, Susan Sarandon, Gina Davis. They were Thelma and Louise. Thelma and Louise. The theme tune to that film was written by Hans Zimmer, who went on to great things when you think he was once a member of the Buggles. How about that? Question number 2. The answer was Hungry Hippo, sometimes known as Hungry Hippos. Hungry Hippos, that's all we need. The Hungry Hippos. Gobbling up those marbles. Answer number 3. There were sausages. Little bag of mystery, because no man but the maker knows what goes into them, and sometimes we don't want to know, really. Everyone's got a nickname for their sausage. Down here we call them the Kent Corker. Number 4, the Christ the Redeemer overlooks Rio de Janeiro. Simple as that, Rio de Janeiro. Or not simple, did you get it? Number 5, the answer. Vincent van Gogh's 1889 work, Self-Portrait with Bandaged Ear. He famously got very distressed and cut his ear off. Self-Portrait with Bandaged Ear. Number 6. 3. An octopus has 3 hearts. Apparently. Lucky old octopus. Apparently one pumps blood around the body and the other 2 pump blood to the gills. That's what they do for the octopus. Answer number 7. China. Zen Buddhism originated in China during the Tang Dynasty. Little extra for you there. Number 8. Arnold said, instead of saying you're fired, he said, You're terminated. See? Play on words. I think I'd have said hasta la vista, baby. But anyway, he only did one series, and I think that's it now. So Arnie won't be back. Number 9, Agatha Christie wrote 6 romantic novels under the name Mary Westmacott. She was also known as Lady Mallowan due to her marriage to Max Mallowan, who was an archaeologist. Doesn't say much for Agatha because he spent his time poking around old ruins. And number 10, the answer is South Africa. Okay, the Kaiser Chiefs named themselves after a football team from South Africa. Well, there you go. Already we're halfway through this quiz. I hope you're doing well. I hope you've got a healthy score from the 20 questions asked so far. The next round is tough. That's all I'm going to say to you. All right, it's very tough. So people who think in a slightly different way to other people could do very well in the next round. Now, we're now going to do our usual thing. We're going to toast all those key workers out there who are keeping the country going as we speak. Obviously, the NHS, as we all know, who are doing a sterling job. But, you know, people working in shops, putting themselves on the front line every day. We've got people working in factories to get the food ready for delivery, drivers to deliver. We've got the police, obviously, the army, people working in public transport, takeaway drivers, taxi drivers, couriers. If I've left you out, I apologise. Maybe you're one of these people. Maybe you've already done your shift today and you're now having a well-deserved time doing a bit of quizzing with your feet up. Here's to all of you people. You know, we think the world of you. Please keep up the good work. Cheers to all of you. Here's to you. Now, for those of you who joined us last week, you'll know that question number 3 was a picture round. And it was last week. It's always going to be a series of images. So last week wasn't a picture round. They were waxworks. But a lot of them didn't really look like the waxworks that they were supposed to look like. Some of them were absolutely downright appalling. So this week we have a series of drawings of famous people. And they are housed together in a collection, believe it or not, a proper official collection. So we're going to show you first a slide featuring 1 to 5, and secondly a slide featuring 6 to 10. These are all incredibly famous people. And the person doing the drawing of them meant for it to look like them. But let's see what you think. Let's show you the first 5, and let's see if any of these really jump out at you as the person they're supposed to be. Now, number 1, it looks like someone. That's all I'm going to say. Whether that's the answer or not is another matter. I know who I'd write down for that. But is that who the artist, and I use that word loosely, intended that to be? Number 2, a few more creases and wrinkles there than I think the person would like to be depicted with. Yeah. Yeah. Imagine her looking 20 years younger than that, basically. Number 3. Yeah. Looks like a Ricky Gervais character, doesn't it? If you know your Ricky Gervais. Is it him? Number 4. Again, this will mean nothing to our lovely overseas people tuning in. It looks like there used to be a character on British TV called Rigsby from a situation comedy called Rising Damp. It was a bit like Rigsby. Yeah, Miss Jones, Miss Jones. It was a bit like Rigsby to me. Number 5 is again they're all incredibly famous people, basically. Number 5 doesn't really look much like the person it's supposed to be. So as I say, in this round, even if you didn't fare too well in the last 2 rounds, here's your chance to make some points up, because some of these are just really coming in from left field. Okay, let's have a look at the second slide now. Number 6 sort of looks like the person it's supposed to be, but with an incredibly bad case of wind. Look at that face. He's holding one in, isn't he? Number 7. If you get this, you're doing well. It looks bang on like somebody, and it isn't that person. That's all I'll say. Number 8 looks like a blow-up doll version of the person they're supposed to be, who stood too close to a radiator. Very famous film star. Looking like she's just been bitten by Dracula. Number 9 looks like a death mask. But I'm delighted to say the gentleman's still with us. So who's who's number 9? Sorry, I'm only giggling because I know the answers, and this is extraordinary. And number 10, if the artist had bothered to give them a full nose, and not the nose of someone who lived in a sty, this could look very much like that person. So if I were you, I'd just do that and look at the eyes of number 10, because the eyes are good, and it's sort of the mouth's good. Yeah, just put your finger over the nose. Let's forget that nose. All right. So there are your 10 famous people in the picture round. We'll show you 1 to 5 again just quickly, just for about 10-15 seconds. Good luck with that. I know you need a little bit of thinking time because they're not obvious. Let's give you another good 20 seconds on that. Why not? Just in case this goes flat. It's only so it doesn't go flat. Wow. Again, somebody sort of missed their calling, really. Okay, good luck with those. And there's the number 6 to 10. The man holding one in, the man who doesn't look like the man he's supposed to, the blow-up doll version of the lady, the death mask, and the little Porky Pig. Good luck. As I say, this could be anyone's round, really, couldn't it? You could really make some ground up here if you've tuned into this. If you have tuned into this, I pity you. into this way of thinking, I'm saying, you know. If you're on the wavelength of the artist, you've got a problem. But it could earn you some points. Lots of lovely points. So, good luck. Here are the answers. Drawing number 1 was Hugh Grant, looking remarkably like Prince Charles. If you wrote Prince Charles, I think you're hard done by. You can't have the point, but that is Hugh Grant. I was looking foppish. Let's just say that. It's a Four Weddings era Hugh Grant. The answer to number 2, Lisa Kudrow from Friends, Phoebe from Friends, looking at least 20 years older. Did you get Lisa Kudrow? Number 3, it wasn't David Brent from The Office. It was George Michael. And in fairness, that's probably the best drawing out of the 10 tonight. So well done. Well done if you drew the George Michael picture. Well done you. Question number 4. Looks like Rigsby from Rising Damp. It is in fact Daniel Craig, International Man of Action. And doesn't he look like it? He looks like a coiled spring, doesn't he? Ready to go, ready to wipe out ne'er-do-wells in a foreign clime. Daniel Craig. Good luck if you got that. And number 5. Now this is Stephen Fry. Now, again, if you wrote Oscar Wilde, bad luck, because it does look more like Stephen Fry playing Oscar Wilde, which he did in the 1995 film, I think it was 1995, than Stephen Fry. But the answer is Stephen Fry anyway, and not Oscar Wilde. Number 6 is actually, it's not a bad picture on one level. If they just sorted those lips out a little bit, you know, he's just not quite right, is he? But it's Viggo Mortensen, fine actor, brilliant in Greenbrook and everything else that he does. Now, number 7, if you just said Liberace, again, I feel sorry for you, because it does look like the great ivory tinkler himself, Liberace. It is, in fact, Jackie Chan. I was once in a nightclub, and Van Damme was in there. What's his name? Jean-Claude Van Damme. And a mate of mine felt a bit naughty, went up to me and went, "You're not bad, Jean-Claude, but you know Jackie Chan." And Jean-Claude just went, "Yes, I know Jackie Chan." So, lost. Totally lost. Number 8. Blow-up doll looking like she's standing too close to a radiator. It was, in fact, the great Brigitte Bardot. Great French actress and animal rights activist, Brigitte Bardot. Did you get that? Looking like she's just had a really nasty shock. Number 9 is Dick Van Dyke. Oh, striker like Mary Poppins. What an insult to the great man. They say looks like his death mask, but he's still with us. He's still with us, still dancing on tabletops, and still making political speeches. There's life in the old dog yet. And number 10, again, why that nose? It's Chris Walken. Parts of that picture are good. The artist, he just doesn't do noses, you know. He was painstaking. He got the eyes and the mouth was spot on. And then his wife said lunch, and he went, "Oh, whatever." Just left the room. So there you go. They're the answers for round 3. That was the picture round. How did you get on with that? That is really going to mess up some hardened, serious quizzers who tuned in tonight. That's the round that they are going to lose points on. So you never know what the scores are going to be at the end of the night. That's the sort of round that can really switch things around. Okay, just a reminder, while you're with us tonight, on Sunday at 8 o'clock, same time, same place, same YouTube channel, there is another quiz, but it's a tough quiz. If you are a real quiz fanatic, maybe if you're one of the people who frequent the Grand Prix circuit, it's going to consist of 6 rounds of 7 questions. They will be tough questions, and there won't be a picture round. So it's going to be what we call really pure quizzing, without too many sort of quirks or novelties in it. But why not tune in and test yourself against the best? Why not? Let's see where you stand in this pecking order. And if you do well and you feel encouraged, come and join the Grand Prix. It's on the first Saturday of every month. At the moment, things are up in the air, obviously, but they still run it online. You can do it from the comfort of your home. So why not tune into that? Go onto the Quizzing UK website and maybe just dip your toe in the water with a Grand Prix on the first Saturday of every month. So it's the first Saturday of every month. And give it a go. See where you stand amongst the greats like Kevin Ashman and Pat Gibson, who are tuned in tonight, and many other fine quizzes as well, who you may not have heard of, but I just trust me, they are mustard. There's a lot of clever people out there. Well, how are you doing so far? Hopefully you made up a few points on that very dodgy picture round. Well, it's already time for our final round. It's round 4. Again, 10 general knowledge questions in all categories, shapes and sizes. Here is question number 1. Now, here's Christina Aguilera singing This Little Piggy, but she's singing it in the style of which other singer?
This little piggy ate roast pig. When we all the way home.
Okay, that's Christina Aguilera singing This Little Piggy, but in the style of which other singer? It's the other singer's name that we need. Maybe she should do a series of those. Now, you know, maybe she's locked down. Come on, Christina, pull your finger out. Let's have some more impressions of famous female singers. I'm sure you could keep us all entertained. But which singer was that an impression of? Question number 2. Which street is the site of the New York Stock Exchange? Which street is the site of the New York Stock Exchange? And good luck to them when they reopen. Which street is the site of the New York Stock Exchange? This is the image that is associated with it. This is the charging bull. And it's associated with which street in New York? Good luck. Round 4, question number 3. Which real-life dame plays Dowager Countess Violet Crawley in Downton Abbey? Excuse me. Which real-life dame plays Dowager Countess Violet Crawley in Downton Abbey? If you don't know, you've got over 20 dames to pick from. There are between 20 and 30 surviving living British dames. They also give out honorary damehoods. Olivia Newton-John is a dame because she's a Commonwealth subject from Australia. And Angelina Jolie is a dame. Did you know that? She got an honorary damehood, Angelina Jolie. It's obviously not one of those two. But if you don't know, just pick another dame. But which dame is that? Question number 4. From which point on the Earth is it only possible to travel northwards, no matter which way you go? From which point on the Earth is it only possible to travel northwards, no matter which way you go? Apparently, that was where Yaz was when she wrote the song, The Only Way Is Up. That's what I've heard. I don't know if that's true or not. Where on the Earth would you be if it's only possible to travel northwards? Question number 5. Oh, I was looking forward to this one. Appropriately, hippopotamonstrosesquipedaliophobia is the fear of what? Now, you won't get it read out better than that, but I will give it another go. The clue is in the question. Appropriately, hippopotamonstrosesquipedaliophobia is the fear of what? And I ain't reading it again. But the clue is in the question. See if you can spot that. Question number 6. Which is the only one of the Nobel Prizes awarded in Norway rather than Sweden? Which is the only one of the Nobel Prizes awarded in Norway rather than Sweden? If you don't know, you've got 6 to pick from. 6 Nobel Prizes, which is the only one awarded in Norway rather than Sweden. Good luck. I like this one. Round 4, question 7. In China, which famous sleuthing partnership are known as Curly Fu and Peanut? In China, which famous sleuthing partnership are known as Curly Fu and Peanut? Nice question. I say that because I didn't write it. Round 4, question number 8. I think a few of you will know this one. Mr. and Mrs. Dursley of number 4 Privet Drive were proud to say they were perfectly normal. Thank you very much. That is the first line of the first book in which series? We don't need the name of the book, just the name of the generic name of the series of books. Mr. and Mrs. Dursley of number 4 Privet Drive were proud to say that they were perfectly normal. Thank you very much. That's the first line of the first book of which series of books? Now, this is one that I did formulate. You can blame me for this one. As the crow flies, and excluding Cardiff, which is the closest European capital city to London? Okay? As the crow flies, excluding Cardiff, not including Cardiff, which is the closest capital city to London? I will tell you there's not much in it. So you might, well, I'll give you a little bit longer to think about that one. So as the crow flies, and excluding Cardiff, which is the closest capital city to London? If you're in a team, or you might be playing solo, but if you're in a team, you might want to have a little debate about that one. Anyway, we'll read out the question again very soon when we recap. So the last question of this, the second of our series of quizzes during this strange time we find ourselves in. Round 4 is question 10. Name this song that the lyrics come from. But life still goes on. I can't get used to living without you by my side. I've obviously broken up the rhythm there on purpose. So name the song that these lyrics come from. But life still goes on. I can't get used to living without you by my side. Not so easy when it's taken out of context and broken up like that. Name the song. Life still goes on. I can't get used to living without you by my side. So I'm sure you'll agree. Some of them were a lot trickier than rounds 1 and 2. Not quite as tricky as round 3. So we're going to have a recap. Number 1, Christina Aguilera was singing This Little Piggy in the style of which other singer? Number 2, which street is the site of the New York Stock Exchange? Number 3, which real-life dame plays Dowager Countess Violet Crawley in Downton Abbey? Number 4, from which point on Earth is it only possible to travel northwards, no matter which way you go? Number 5, I've got to say again, haven't I? Appropriately, hippopotamonstrosa quipopediophobia is the fear of what? Just trips off the tongue. Number 6, which is the only Nobel Prize awarded in Norway rather than Sweden? Question 6, in China. Oh, sorry, I've jumped on. In 7, in China, which famous sleuthing partnership are known as Curly Fu and Peanut? Okay, so 6 was the Nobel Prize. Number 7, which famous sleuthing partnership are known as Curly Fu and Peanut? Number 8, Mr. and Mrs. Dursley of Number 4 Privet Drive were proud to say they were perfectly normal, thank you very much. That's the first line of which series of books? Number 9, as the crow flies, what is the closest capital city to London, excluding Cardiff? And number 10, name the song these lyrics come from. But life still goes on. I can't get used to living without you by my side. How did you get on with them? Let's find out, shall we? Good luck, my fingers are crossed for you. Here are the answers. Number 1. It was Britney Spears. Christina Aguilera sang This Little Piggy to the tune of Baby One More Time, and that was on The Tonight Show. So the answer we needed was Britney Spears. Answer number 2. Wall Street. Wall Street is where you'll find the New York Stock Exchange and the Charging Bull. Apparently the Charging Bull was just installed overnight. The artist just didn't give any clue he was going to do it. A bit like Banksy. He just stole in one night, plonked the bull down, and originally the police removed it. But eventually it found its place there, and it is quite a statue if you're in that area. Go and look it up. Question 3. It was Dame Maggie Smith. Dame Maggie Smith, double Oscar winner, 1969 for The Prime of Miss Jean Brodie and 1978 for California Suite. Double Oscar winner, Dame Maggie Smith. Answer number 4 is the South Pole. The only way is up. You can only go northwards from the South Pole. Number 5. It's long words, okay? That is the phobia of long words. I'm not repeating it again, but that was the phobia of long words, and the clue was in the question. Good luck if you got that. Number 6, the Nobel Peace Prize is the only one awarded in Norway. Alfred Nobel has famously doing the manufacture of dynamite. Number 7, Curly Fu and Peanut. Sherlock Holmes and John Watson, Dr. John Watson, were the sleuthing pair known as Curly Fu and Peanut in China. I prefer those names. Elementary, my dear Peanut. Elementary. It's good, isn't it? Number 8, Mr. and Mrs. Dursley. That's the first line of the Harry Potter series of novels. Well done if you got that. Now, number 9 is a cracker. It's Brussels. Okay, I will tell you that Brussels, give or take, is 199 miles from London. Paris is 213, Amsterdam 223, and then the next one is Dublin. So you've got Belfast and Edinburgh, a fair old way away if you wrote either of those. The answer is Brussels, and congratulations if you got that right, because there wasn't much in it. And the final answer of our final question of tonight's quiz, it was I Want to Break Free. I apologise for mangling the lyrics there, but it's much harder if you do that. I Want to Break Free was a hit for Queen. So there we go. That's the end of the second week of our Friday night quiz. Please join me again next week. I hope you enjoyed tonight. Again, any feedback's welcome. If it's negative, let us know what you thought about tonight, and then we can tease away at things and take your notes on board. Don't forget to put all your information into our scoring machine. Jane's going to tell you a bit more about that. I'd like to personally thank Jane, Lucy and Jules for their work behind the scenes tonight, and for Jane on camera. Thank you for joining us. I hope to see you same time, same place, next Friday at 8 o'clock. And for now, back to you, Jane Allen. Thank you.
That was absolutely brilliant. Thanks ever so much, Shaun. I hope everybody at home playing enjoyed it as much as I did. I will be heading over to Twitter and Facebook in a second, so I'd love to see you there and get chatting to you. I'd love to know what your scores were and how you did in general. So do pop over to Facebook, just look for QuizzingTV and you will find us. There's going to be some information when I finish talking and to explain to you how to put your scores in. It's really interesting for us to see how you did. That tells us whether the quiz is too easy, too hard, and also hopefully it's interesting for you because you'll be able to see how you did against some of the quizzing giants. So please do that. Just watch this little video after I finish speaking. So again, thank you very much, and I will see you next week, 8 o'clock Friday. If you fancy a bit of harder quizzing, 8 o'clock Sunday. Okay, thanks very much. Bye-bye.